The Java Trap, an antitrust lawsuit against Google. For over a decade, Oracle waged a massive legal war against Google, centering on the use of Java APIs in the Android operating system. After acquiring Sun Microsystems and the Java programming language in 2010, Oracle immediately sued Google for copyright and patent infringement, claiming Google had illegally copied 37 Java API packages. The case became a landmark in copyright law, with Oracle initially seeking a staggering $9 billion in damages. The legal battle stretched for years, going through 2 jury trials and 2 appeals. The U.S. Supreme Court finally ruled 6-2 in Google's favor in 2021, finding that Google's use of the Java APIs was a fair use as a matter of law. The case was widely criticized by the software developer community, who saw it as an attempt by Oracle to assert control over fundamental, interoperable software interfaces, a move they labeled as creating a Java trap that threatened innovation. Before continuing to the video, please like, share, and subscribe if you love watching these types of videos, because many exciting ones are coming. The Redwood Shores, name controversy and environmental damage. A foundational part of Oracle's origin story is intertwined with a controversial land deal and environmental impact. In the 1970s, Larry Ellison and his co-founders secured a highly favorable lease for their fledgling company's headquarters from a real estate developer who was also a major investor in Oracle. The headquarters was located on a site in Redwood Shores, California, which was once a vast tidal marshland of the San Francisco Bay. This area had been systematically drained, filled, and developed by the Leslie Salt Company, a process that destroyed thousands of acres of vital wetlands habitat for wildlife. By establishing its iconic headquarters on this ecologically contested land, Oracle's very foundation is symbolically linked to the era of unfettered commercial development at the expense of the natural environment, a move that critics saw as a metaphor for the company's aggressive and often ruthless business tactics to come. The can't-fail contract and gap violations, 1990. In the late 1980s, Oracle employed an incredibly aggressive and ultimately fraudulent sales strategy to inflate its revenues. The company booked future, multi-year software license revenues all at once, a practice that violated generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP. This was compounded by salespeople offering customers can't-fail contracts, which were essentially money-back guarantees if the often buggy software failed to perform. This scheme created a house of cards, making the company appear wildly profitable while it was actually on unsound financial footing. When customers began demanding refunds and the market realized the accounting chicanery in 1990, Oracle's stock collapsed by over 80%. It nearly went bankrupt and was forced to pay a significant settlement to the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. The scandal led to massive layoffs and the ousting of several top executives, though Larry Ellison retained control. The death march sales culture and the billion-dollar bluff. Oracle has long been infamous for a high-pressure, win-at-all-costs sales culture that has led to numerous internal and legal issues. A prime example unfolded in 2001, when Oracle sales executives, under immense pressure to meet quarterly targets, allegedly strong-armed the software company Rite Aid into a $30 million license deal. According to a lawsuit filed by a former Oracle regional VP, the tactics included threatening Rite Aid with an audit of its software use, a common Oracle tactic, and then backdating documents to make the deal appear valid for the previous quarter. The whistleblower alleged this was part of a pattern to artificially inflate earnings, a scheme he called the billion-dollar bluff. The case was settled out of court, but it exposed the brutal internal culture where salespeople were pitted against each other and ethical lines were frequently crossed to satisfy the company's relentless growth demands. The Department of Justice contract fraud lawsuit, 2011. In a major case of corporate fraud against the government, the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, sued Oracle in 2011 for overcharging federal agencies for software over a period of more than a decade. The lawsuit alleged that Oracle failed to offer government buyers the same discounts it gave to its most favored commercial customers, as required by its General Services Administration, GSA, contract. The DOJ claimed this was a deliberate scheme, with one internal Oracle email presented as evidence showing a sales director advising a team to hold the line on discounts for a government agency, because we need the margin more than they do. In 2019, just before the case was set to go to trial, Oracle agreed to pay $74.8 million to settle the allegations, one of the largest recoveries in a case brought under the False Claims Act involving the GSA's price reduction clause. The Spy Kit, industrial espionage scandal against SAP. In one of the most bracious corporate espionage cases in tech history, Oracle sued its German rival SAP in 2007, alleging systemic theft on a massive scale. The suit claimed that a SAP subsidiary, Tomorrow Now, which offered third-party support for Oracle software, had illegally accessed Oracle's confidential customer support systems. SAP employees used login credentials from Oracle customers to download thousands of proprietary software patches, support documents, and other copyrighted materials. Internal SAP emails revealed they referred to their methods as using a spy kit. While SAP admitted liability and closed the unit, the two companies battled for years over damages. A jury initially awarded Oracle a staggering $1.3 billion in 2010, a verdict that was later overturned on appeal. The case was eventually settled for a mere $356.7 million, but it permanently stained SAP's reputation and showcased the cutthroat, no-holds-barred nature of competition in the enterprise software market. The lawsuit as a business model strategy against Rimini Street. Oracle has frequently been accused of using litigation not just to protect its intellectual property, but as a strategic weapon to cripple competitors. This was starkly illustrated in its long-running legal war against Rimini Street, a third-party software support provider that offered customers a cheaper alternative to Oracle's own expensive maintenance plans. Oracle sued Rimini Street in 2010, alleging massive copyright infringement and computer fraud. After a lengthy battle, a federal jury found Rimini Street liable in 2015. The case revealed that Oracle had spent over $50 million on private investigators and legal fees to build its case. While Rimini Street was forced to pay a $50 million settlement and change its practices, Oracle's relentless pursuit was widely seen as a message to the entire industry, challenging its lucrative maintenance revenue stream, which often boasts nearly 90% profit margins, would invite devastating legal consequences. This tactic cemented Oracle's reputation for using the courtroom to protect its business model and stifle competition. The hostile takeover of PeopleSoft and the Project Tsunami plan. In one of the most aggressive and protracted hostile takeovers in tech history, Oracle launched a $7.7 billion bid for its rival PeopleSoft in 2003. PeopleSoft CEO, Craig Conway, fiercely resisted, calling Oracle's offer diabolical and a laser-guided missile aimed at disrupting his company. In response, Larry Ellison and Oracle waged a psychological and financial war, raising the bid multiple times over 18 months, while simultaneously vowing to discontinue PeopleSoft's products. Leaked internal documents revealed an Oracle plan dubbed Project Tsunami, which outlined a strategy to create fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, among PeopleSoft's customers to cripple its sales. The battle involved antitrust investigations and a trial where Conway was ultimately fired by his own board for misleading investors about the takeover's impact. Oracle finally succeeded in 2005, acquiring PeopleSoft for $10.3 billion. The takeover is a textbook case of corporate ruthlessness, demonstrating Ellison's willingness to use financial pressure and public intimidation to force a competitor into submission. The lavish lifestyle, tax avoidance, and Hawaii Island controversy. Larry Ellison's personal wealth and extravagant lifestyle have been a source of controversy, particularly regarding tax avoidance and his impact on local communities. A prominent example is his purchase of 98% of the Hawaiian island of Lanai in 2012 for a reported $300 million. While promoted as an eco-friendly transformation, the acquisition gave a single billionaire control over an entire island's infrastructure, including its water supply, grocery store, and the employment fate of most residents. This has led to tensions with the local community over water rights for his resorts versus resident needs and concerns about his absolute power. Simultaneously, Ellison has been a master of utilizing legal tax avoidance strategies. Notably, in 2014, despite being one of the world's richest men, he collected a $1.2 billion tax refund from the state of California by applying a complex loophole involving carried interest and capital gains from Oracle stock sales. This stark contrast, a billionaire receiving a massive state refund while controlling a vital Hawaiian island, epitomizes criticisms of wealth inequality and the influence of the ultra-rich. The revolving door with the CIA and Project Maven. Oracle's deep and long-standing ties with U.S. intelligence agencies, particularly the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, have raised significant concerns about the blurring of lines between corporate and government interests. The company's first major customer was, in fact, the CIA. More recently, this relationship was highlighted when the former Secretary of Defense and four-star general, Jim Mattis, joined Oracle's board in 2019, only to return to government advocacy. This revolving door of personnel fuels concerns about preferential treatment and influence. Furthermore, Oracle aggressively pursued a contract for the Pentagon's Project Maven, a controversial program aimed at using artificial intelligence to analyze drone footage. While competing tech workers protested their company's involvement on ethical grounds, Oracle faced no such internal resistance, with Ellison publicly defending the partnership and positioning the company as a patriotic ally to the military and intelligence communities, despite the program's implications for automated warfare and surveillance.